You know the old saying, never mix business with family. I think we should add a new one to that list. And maybe don't mix your crypto investments with your church prayer group either. But that's exactly what happened. A plan that promised financial freedom wrapped in the language of faith, community, and legacy. The people in charge weren't just CEOs, they called themselves pastors. And they used that trust to orchestrate one of the most sophisticated Ponzi schemes aimed directly at the heart of the Haitian American community. Welcome back to the Financial Twist. Today, we're opening the case file on NovaTech FX, a machine that raised over $1 billion from tens of thousands of investors worldwide by promising blessings from God and profits from an almost non-existent trading account. To understand a scam, you have to understand the story they tell, and NovaTech told a very trendy story: AI-powered Forex trading. They claim to have elite trading bots, programmed by geniuses, that could beat the market and generate stable returns of 2 to 4% a week. Sound familiar? Just give us your money, we'll do the hard part. You just sit back and collect the profits. But the real convincing layer wasn't the technology, it was the storyteller. NovaTech was run by Cynthia and Eddie Petian, a married couple with deep ties to Christian communities, especially among African American and Caribbean communities. They weren't strangers in suits, they were insiders. They spoke the language of faith and God-given prosperity. This was the genius move. They turned an investment platform into a community movement, a financial congregation. According to the SEC's complaint, they held Zoom calls and seminars where Cynthia Petian, who called herself a reverend or pastor, would pray for the financial success of investors. The meetings were structured like sermons. The first investors, who actually got paid, became the most passionate living testimonies. They weren't just selling a product, they were inviting you into a family, a place where asking questions was seen as a lack of faith both in God and in NovaTech's mission. When the SEC launched its investigation, they uncovered a shocking truth. Of the more than $1 billion NovaTech raised from investors, less than $26 million was ever actually transferred to a trading account. A trivial amount. They claimed to be licensed, but the SEC and the CFTC confirmed they were not registered to operate as a forex broker or an investment fund in the US. So where did the weekly interest payments come from? The classic answer: it was a Ponzi scheme. NovaTech didn't just pay you from trading profits, they paid you big time if you lured new people in. This is the fuel of every classic Ponzi scheme. Using new investor money to pay profits to earlier investors, creating the illusion of success. They created an internal token system, forcing complex conversions, and, crucially, had unusually long withdrawal lockup periods. This wasn't to protect the investment, it was to delay the collapse, giving them more time to hook new victims. While investors were praying for more profits, the Petians were enjoying some very real blessings. According to the SEC, Cynthia and Eddie Petian misappropriated at least $100 million of investor funds for themselves. They used it to buy multiple luxury properties, supercars, a private jet, and even to fund their own religious organization. They used their congregation's money to build their own empire. But a Ponzi only survives as long as new money comes in. And then, around May 2023, thousands of investors reported withdrawal errors. Accounts stuck in processing indefinitely, crypto withdrawals that never arrived in their wallets. Excuses about system maintenance and banking issues began to surface, and then silence. Shortly after, the entire operation collapsed. Tens of thousands of people who had placed their families' hopes and trust in NovaTech were wiped out. In December 2023, the SEC officially froze NovaTech's assets. The report from the independent investigator submitted to the court revealed a devastating truth. Total amount deposited: $1.03 billion from tens of thousands of investors. Total amount actually used for Forex trading: a mere to $1.6 million. Where did the rest go? To pay old investors, to pay MLM commissions, and a huge chunk was transferred to the leaders' personal wallets, used to buy luxury real estate, expensive cars, and first-class travel. So, how do you avoid becoming the next victim? Think of it as a multi-step filter. 1. the license check, the SEC, CFTC test. This is non-negotiable. Go to the SEC's website, sec.gov, or the CFTC's website, sec.gov, and search for the company's name. If they are not registered, run. 2. Beware of Affinity Fraud. Be extremely cautious when an investment opportunity is promoted exclusively within a close-knit community, a church, a cultural group, a club. Scammers know you're more likely to trust someone like you. Always seek advice from an independent financial professional outside of that group. 3. Separate emotion from logic. Never make a financial decision while in a highly emotional state, whether it's the excitement of a seminar or the reverence of a prayer meeting. Money requires a cool head. Go home, do your research, and think it over. 4. Demand transparent proof. Promises are worthless. Ask for audited trading statements from a reputable third party. Don't trust the numbers on a back-office website. If they can't transparently prove where the profits are coming from, they are likely coming from another investor's pocket. Scams like NovaTech FX don't just steal money, they destroy trust in communities and even in faith itself. They exploit the best parts of human nature, trust, hope, fellowship, to serve the worst kind of greed. If you found this investigation valuable, hit the like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. We'll be back to expose more scams. Stay safe out there.